Hi guys, so we back with another video, and today I'm just talking about the noun. So just talk about the noun. So guys, what is noun? And when we talk about the noun, so the people is just taking out that the study of the universe is called a noun. Simply the study of this universe, so we call it noun. Very simple. The study of the universe, we call it noun, and it consists all of this, all of the object, all of the planet, all of the galaxy, everything consists in this part of speech, these words, this specific English word. We call it very specific and very simplified ways. So when we talk about the collection of the part of speech, dividation of the noun, and then after we will talk about the one by one dividation of the noun, types of noun, proper noun, common noun, material noun, abstract noun. So just look at it. So guys, I hope when I was just talking about the definition of the noun is very simple. The study of the universe, and all things consist in this universe is called the noun. Very simple. Guys, you have read the definition in the 8th class, 9th class, 11 and 10th class, that a person that closest thing is called it noun. So it's the kind of wrong things and wrong perception about this. This is not good. But so proper nouns, when we talk about proper noun is just about the prograde the things between for any kind of subjection, progrades the things in any kind of subjection. We call it proper noun. That means when we define particular things, we call it proper noun. Just as example, we can say this is the way, where we can say everything makes its marks, makes its way. That's why we call it proper noun. So we'll just understand through an example. Is very simple about that. Ram is a very good boy. So when we talk about Ram, so Ram is noun. And when we talk about what kind of noun it is called a proper noun. So everything defines property of a noun is called a proper noun. And then after example number 2 of it, Shoaib is the fastest bowler in the world. So it is everybody knows that this is the fact that Shoaib is the fastest bowler in the world. So Shoaib, what it did, this is a proper noun. And then after each kind of helping verb, this is art, this is the determined. And then after fastest is the quality of this bowler. And in the word is called where you exist, where this man exists in the world. That's why we call it proper noun. And then after we will talk about collective nouns. So guys, what is collective noun? Collective noun, that means when things clutches and bunches in itself, it's called a countable, a collective noun. When things bunches in itself, it's called a collective noun. And then after example of it, that girls and boys, so girls and boys is the example of this collective nouns. And then after talk about abstract noun and material noun and common noun and uncountable noun as well. common noun. Guys, I hope that this is important and this is important for your kind of exam. And then after we will talk about common noun. So common noun is just like when we talk about everything in itself that differs from a whole kind of subject is called a common noun. Differs from the whole word and different from the other. So guys, the word shows that this word shows that common, that means, as this is very simple example, and I can show you that just this is the point where I'm just pointing it, and this is the blackboard and this is the mark. So mark is different from the colors. This is black and this is white, and that's why we can find out common noun. An example of it as below, that different from the other things, different from the whole word and different from the other thing. So we call it common noun. Common noun is just we can say male and female. So we can say कि consistency of male and female, and then after we will talk about material noun. And then after abstract noun. So guys, material nouns is that means the metal. It's so simply word that material is just talk about when we talk about the iron, silver, aluminum, bauxite. It's just like things related to the metal, things related to the metals, and heavy objects as well, and heavy objects as well, that which made by the iron rod, and heavy objects as well, that is made by the heavy iron rods, heavy iron rods. So we will give the definition of material now, that things related to the metal and heavy objects as well as that is made by the heavy iron rods. And what example after is that the gold, silver, iron, copper. So this is the thing that consists the materials now. And then after we talk about abstract noun. Abstract, material, common, collective, and proper noun. So abstract noun is just about the things between us, the things between us, we call it abstract noun, but not despairing and exactly despairs. So the things between us, not despairing but exactly despair. We can't see them, only we can feel. It's just only feel. So when we talk about the feel, the emotion, the human psychology, and the concentration of human psychology, so we will decode and refer as the abstract noun. We'll take an example of it, that the very simple, that the fast bowlers. Feels his fear. first of all our feels is fair, and the punch, stride, we can say stride of landing on the pitch. So feel is just about abstract noun, and when we talk about the stride and fear, so we'll talk about and deal about the fear and stride. So fear is just like someone has said, I'm gonna kill you, and then after stride is just like when football runs on the ground, and the body of the weight is just pushing him on the ground, and you are just feeling heaviness of himself, and that's why we deal with the abstract noun. And last two, the division of the noun uncountable and non-uncountable. We call it uncountable and non-uncountable. When we talk about the countable noun is just all about the things and the quantity that cannot be measured. Things and the quantity that cannot be measured by the any kind of the instrument, whether it's kind of the electrical and mechanical, just and kind of the light selected, and then after, so this the things and quantity cannot be measured by the any kind of instrument is called the uncountable noun. And the reverse process of it, we can say the reverse process of it. So the reverse process of it goes for same for this, and when we reverse for this goes for same for this. So it's just like reverse for everyone, and we can say vice versa for those. So example of it, the countable and non-countable things and quantity cannot be measured by the any kind of instrument. And then after, the third thing is that we will talk about the rules of it. Rules of it that means noun. So guys, you have read much more noun rules. So when we talk about one after the one, and the most specific and the exception rule of this, so most of the exam has the weightage of the question is that 2 to 3, and so rule number is that 1, when we talk about the particular train, particular newspaper, particular, so we will use article the before the famous newspaper and famous magazine as well. Famous newspaper and famous magazines as well. Example of this is very simple, that the paper from Dawn from the Pakistan. So before use we will the article the Dawn of Pakistan. So the Dawn of Pakistan. So the Dawn is the newspaper of this country, and the Pak is the country which is located in Asia. So Asia is a subcontinental. So then after Dawn, So done is a newspaper, but then after we will use the article the. So this is the correct sentence. And example number 2 of it, that you know the famous rivers. Before this we will use the. That means the example of it, you know the famous river in the world, especially in India, for Ganga. So example of it is very simple. That means you know the water of Ganga, it doesn't get tidy, doesn't get untidy because of the water of the river Ganga does not get tidy because of worshipness. So this happened because of worshipness, because worshipness comes from the God. Comes from the God, and that's why you know the people just come there and go there and enjoy there, and that's why just every time talking about you know the water of Ganga doesn't get tired, doesn't get you know uncleanness because of worshipness, because of the grace of the God, and that's why it keeps like just like a crystal clear water for many years. So the river of Ganga, and then after we will use the article the. So this is the correct sentence of this you know particular rules of the noun the. And then after we will talk about the second rule of this. So after rule number next is that we will use article you know the before you know the stars and planets and sun as well. Stars and planet and galaxy as well. So we will decode example of it, that you know the galaxy of the you know Andromeda. So we'll use article before the galaxy, the stars, you know the moon, because of we want to specify it, because of you know it was discovered by the National American Space Agency, International Agency, NASA. NASA discovered in 2002 that in our universe there are lots of stars. There are tons of stars. There are tons of stars in our galaxy. So when we talk about NASA, NASA is just an international space agency that is situated in America. Situated in America. In America. And where? So the state of America is California there. The state of America of California. So this is the state of the America, California, and the America is the country, and NASA is the international, you know, the world renowned and most famous space agency in the world is still now established. And then after we will talk about next example. Next example is the The theory of relativity is discovered by the world's greatest scientist, of all time, Albert Einstein, that the gravitational pull of the sun is bent by the gravity. So the theory of relativity is discovered by the world's greatest scientist of the all time, Albert Einstein, that the gravitational pull of the sun is bent to the light, to the gravity, because of the force of gravity. So when we talk about gravity is a mysterious force that was discovered by the Albert Einstein in the year 1905 in Germany. So after the theory of relativity, so we use article the before theory because it is specially discovered by the world's greatest famous scientist, and he was famous, and that's why this article used before the person Albert Einstein. And then after, when we talk about the next rule says that when we go out there, just watch when we change our motive to go out to school and college as well, so motive goes reverse, so we will reverse the article. So motive goes reverse. Example of it, that people just wanted to go there to the temple for worship, taking the grace of the God, but if he misleading himself and gone there to the college to the taking the lecture taking given by the teacher as well, so the man has gone for the temple to teach a lesson. So is the mistake is that the motive goes reverse. The man and the lesson. So the man has gone for the temple for the lesson. So your motive is that man wants to teach a lesson from the temple, but temple is for the that kind of statue that gives a great, and that's why people go on every time and visited in the world. So is the motive of the change the man. So the article used before the man, and another of it is very simple. And next example of it, that when we go in the air and the examples of the balloon changes through the position, and that's why we use article the. So we will not change the definition of the, but in briefly we can say that at which times and which specific situation the article has been used. So we will talk about in the details for all of this. Where the is used. So the is used before the train, the magazines, the newspaper, and then after famous river, and then after stars, planet and galaxy as well. Stars, planet and galaxy as well. And then after that, when we specify the people, specification of the people too, and the train as well. So these are the most common types of specification that are oftenly asked in a exam, in competitive exam, these types of specification. And the next rule is that when we talk about the the lecture of things, then after we will use article the. How will use it? Let's watch it. That a grandmaster wanted to teach a lesson to his boss, and boss is just missing the class and had wanted to say they have a bit to there. Had a plan in his mind that the master said to the students, comma, inverted comma. Guys, when we use the comma and inverted comma, so for me it's just like the barrier to create the to break the barrier of 100 miles. So it says that you have to say your things in limit, don't cross the limit like this. So had a plan for God, that the master said to the student that go to hell. So that means go to hell. Go to hell says that the master doesn't respect for his the most lovely and most dearly student. So where we will use article the. So the will use before the master. So the is used before master because master is a noun. And which type of noun this is? So this is the proper noun, and the article is used before this. And guys, when we talk about the determination, we will define in both ways. The is used for noun and the is used for determination. So what is different? I wanted to clear this difference between noun and determination. So guys, for both it looks like same in the word and the pronunciation when we pronounce it, but the difference of it is just truly opposite of it. Opposite of this. So noun and determination, it works for same. Noun is used for the two specification for everyone, and determination is used to determine the thing. To determine the things. And now your question to me is that why we define like a determine and the things. So guys, when we talk about the example of anything, so we will determine the thing, and the definition of determination is something like that when we that mindset is not gonna be strong, but your determination is will and your power is strong, and we will determine this. So definition of determination. guys, we can see it very simple, you know, the mysterious power that in human exists, the mysterious power that in human exist, and that's why we will use article the. So guys, this is the, you know, the very certain kind of difference between noun and pronoun, and then after we'll talk about one by one, like step 1 is to 2, 3, 4 like this, and level up this. So we will teach you end of this video and you will come get very early, and then after we will talk about the next. So next on, so guys, you will read, you know, the all of the examples of it and all of the part of speech like pronoun, adjective and adverb. And you know, the for me guys, for me we will, you know, talk about the difference between all types of speech, all types of part of speech. First is noun, and the second is pronoun, and the third is adjective, fourth is adverb, fifth is preposition, sixth is conjunction, and the seventh and the last one, not for the least, interjection. Noun, pronoun, adjective, adverb, preposition, conjunction, and the last and the least, interjection. So noun is just like, so guys, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So when we talk about noun, so I have decoded on it noun, so don't need to decode on this. And pronoun, so pronoun is that pro plus noun. Adverb, this means, you know, the quality of a specified man, the quality of, you know, the specifying the things, we can say specific the things. And then after adverb, guys, adverb is very like a, you know, like a mysterious, you know, unsolved things, mysterious and unsolved things. And the most important, and we can say the live of, you know, the living body of the noun is preposition. So preposition is that, you know, the position we will use, to connect the thing to the each other, not describing the things, to connect the things to the each other and not disconnecting the things, to the each other. So this is the very, you know, important kind of part of speech by the rest of the example and by the rest of the part of speech as well. So, you know, when we talk about the weightage of the, you know, this part of speech is very much. And then after conjunction is the refers to the like words like a connector, and then after last and now the least for today's, that interjection for the simple way, So preposition is just, the we will talk about after that the types of the part of speech, and then after pronoun plus noun, the quality of specific things, and the mysterious and unsolved things that called adverb, because of this is invisible, not clear. And then after preposition, the position to connect the things to the each other, not discussing to the things to the each other. And then after conjunction, refer to the conjunction and interjunction for the simple and for the simple ways, because it clears and simple the things. It clears simple types of things. So guys, I hope this is kind of explanation for the part of speech, and then after in upcoming next video we will talk about the one by one upcoming rules of it. So for today's guys, this is the for me the best video for you, and then after we will watch next video and teach the new lessons of the things.